Alright, so picture this, you're out for a peaceful morning kayak, camera in hand, ready to capture some stunning shots of hot air balloons gracefully floating above a serene lake. Sounds like the perfect start to the day, right? Well, for two kayakers in Canberra, this idyllic scene took a wild turn that they'll never forget. And lucky for us, they caught the whole thing on camera. Here's the deal. Eric Vu and William Lam were out on Lake Burley Griffin during the Canberra Balloon Spectacular, an event where hot air balloons take to the skies, sometimes skimming the water's surface. Personally, I think there's something magical about these events, the colors, the tranquility, the sheer size of those balloons. But what makes this really interesting is how quickly things can go from serene to chaotic. These guys were just minding their business, snapping selfies, when a balloon came in hot, literally. What many people don't realize is how unpredictable these balloons can be, especially when they're flying low. Eric mentioned they thought it was going to fly overhead, but it descended faster than they expected. And boom, collision. Their kayak flipped, and they ended up in the water. In my opinion, this is one of those moments where you're equal parts terrified and amused. I mean, how often do you hear about someone getting knocked into a lake by a hot air balloon? It's like something out of a comedy sketch. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Despite the chaos, they managed to keep their cool. Both were wearing life jackets, smart move, and they didn't lose any belongings. What's more, they recorded the entire incident, including the moment they went underwater. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a perfect example of how technology has changed the way we experience and share these unexpected moments. I mean, who wouldn't want to relive that story with video proof? Now, let's talk about the pilot. The fact that they reached out afterward and offered the guys a free flight is a class act. It's a great way to turn a mishap into a positive experience. But what this really suggests is that even in situations that could have been tense, a little empathy and humor can go a long way. Eric even called the experience hilarious, which, honestly, is the best attitude to have. I don't know how I'd explain that to my wife either, but I'd definitely be showing her the video. What's also worth noting is how this incident has blown up online. The clip has over 1 million views, and it's not hard to see why. It's one of those viral moments that's equal parts shocking and entertaining. But it raises a deeper question: why are we so drawn to these unexpected, almost absurd moments? Is it the humor? The relief that no one got hurt? Or is it just the sheer unpredictability of life? Personally, I think it's a mix of all three. And here's the kicker: despite the chaos, Eric and William aren't deterred. They're already planning to head back out to the lake, though maybe with a bit more caution next time. Lesson learned, Eric said, and I couldn't agree more. It's a reminder that even when things don't go as planned, there's always a story to tell, and sometimes, those stories are the best ones. So, what do you think? Would you be up for another kayak trip after something like this? Or would you be calling it quits? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this wild ride, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that prove reality can be stranger than fiction. Until next time, stay curious, and maybe keep an eye out for low-flying balloons.